Hey people, Bao here. Today we're gonna be giving a review on a series that I reacted to earlier this week, called To Be Behzinga. It is Ethan Payne's YouTube original series that came out this week, showing a documentary about his journey, his transformation, and the struggles that he had gone through to, become who he is now, and still to focus on self-improvement. Uh, so I reacted to this series episode by episode. In total, the 3 episodes. Sadly enough, YouTube. Let me read the email real quick. It is in Dutch, so I'm just like translating. But it has, after a manual review, they have put and claim on episode 1 and 2, and this has been claimed by YouTube Entertainment Studios. Essentially, I just assume it's just a YouTube original team that does it. So, surprisingly enough, someone from YouTube Entertainment Studio, this massive group, has decided to manually check my reaction, which is I don't know how to feel about that. Is that like a praise, or the fact that they noticed it, which is weird. Like I'm so irrelevant compared to other channels, but I guess it just was the only reaction because I'm just too naive. But regardless, so they manually claimed the videos, episode 1 and 2. I'm expecting episode 3 to be also claimed later, and they essentially made it so that you cannot see the video, whatever you do. Like, it's not viewable. There's nothing you can do about it, and it makes sense. uh, just a couple of things to say. One, it doesn't negatively affect the channel. I am not getting a warning. It's literally just, they said like, hey, this is our content, we're gonna block it. Simple as that. There's nothing wrong with your channel, but here you go. um just a default YouTube message. It is what it is. Secondly, I was just too naive. I thought it would be okay for 2 reasons. Reason number one is because it's not behind a paywall. I thought because it's free on a channel, on Ethan's channel. That's the second reason, because it's published on his channel. Um, I thought it would have been fine because it's free to watch for anyone. And secondly, sorry, I was just distracted. And secondly, I felt like Ethan would be okay with it, but I guess just the YouTube original team was like, no, 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 this is our content, you cannot react to it. So I was way too naive. I could probably just edit the original ones, edit snips out of there to make it more legible. But once again, I don't really know how much I would have to edit. That would just be an experiment, but it is what it is. I'm mostly just saddened by it because I felt the series itself was a very pleasant one to watch, and I felt it was really cool to kind of give my response, my perspective to you guys personally. But I mean, like, there's just nothing you can really do about it because it is their content in the end. So I don't feel like, it's nothing I got. It's not YouTube is the bad guy here. They have all the reasons to do what they did. I mean, it's whatever. But regardless, I still. So just to kind of conclude this segment, just explaining why this is happening, or what has happened, sorry. Um, I still want to give my opinion on the series in a review format then. This will not include any scenes from the series, not any prior footage, not any fancy like me trying to edit something. I'm just gonna be straight on giving you episode by episode, and then give you the series a rating, and then hopefully give a final message for Ethan, because I still, no matter how irrelevant I am, I still want to give the guy feedback on his documentary, even if he is already aware of it or not, like that it is good or that it is bad in some sense. I felt like you can never get enough feedback, regardless. So let's dive right into it. So episode 1, in my opinion, I gave it an 8 out of 10. Why? Firstly, first positive thing to say about it, the cinematic shots, the zoom in from place to place, going into the air and going back to another area, I felt was very nice. It was very well done, very well executed, and very smooth. It felt like GTA in some sense, where you, like, if you spawn from one location to the other. It felt very similar to that. I liked it, essentially. Very good. Secondly, they started really well with the first half being quite emotional. It was really heavy on the emotional segment of his journey and, about his family situation, about what's going on and what has happened more at the beginning phases. I felt this was very compelling or very uh, emotional, sorry. I felt really connected at the start and I felt it like was really good. That is what I really liked about episode 1. The only negative, or more, not disliking, but the thing that I liked the least, so it's not negative, was the Eddie Hall challenge. I didn't feel personally it was really well connected to the story. I get the lesson from Eddie Hall that the body is more, can do more than you think, and the body is more amazing than you think, the human body. Um, but I felt it was just more of an entertainment segment than really something connected to Ethan's journey. But it was still good, don't get me wrong. It was still good, but I didn't feel the same as I did with the first half, which is fair enough. So that's episode 1, 8 out of 10. Episode 2. I felt episode 2 was the best of the series. I gave it a 9 out of 10. Why? Once again, the consistent editing was very well on point. Every place getting their zoom in, zoom out very smoothly, very similar to episode 1. The consistency in the editing was very good to see. It felt like a proper documentary, which was very cool to see in my opinion. Furthermore, the emotional segments were strong, and I felt that it was even stronger than episode 1, especially talking about mental health, how important it is for someone to talk about their weaknesses, how important it is to just talk with anyone just about something you feel ashamed about or something you feel very uncomfortable about. Just having someone to talk to is so important. And I felt this episode really gave that message really well. Once again, with Eddie Hall, I think was involved as well with the I want to say Skype call, but it was probably just Discord. But just the call that they had, Ethan and him, that Eddie lost someone as well because of illness and so on, and like how much it damages you. I could be wrong in some sense, but whether it was correct or not, I'm just trying to kind of remember out of my head. But regardless, it was very strong. The message was very powerful, including the two challenges that were in episode 2. I felt was better connected to the overall story or the overall journey of Ethan. Why? Challenge number 1 was the what was it, the half marathon, the 13-mile journey on the treadmill, and then every mile they would have a companion of his walking it, running it along with him. So you have like Fickstar, Dida, and furthermore Charlie, his editor. People that are involved with him walk along with him or run along with him. And I felt like having people near you, companions near you, or support group is very good for you. As a person, it helps you out whenever you need help in bad times to recover from those moments. I felt that was really powerful. That's why I like that challenge way more. And challenge 2, I felt was still very well connected to the mental health situation, feeling okay in your mind with walking over the hot coal, which is more of a mental challenge than a physical challenge. It's something you have to have your mind cleared and cleared of any doubts in your mind to complete it. I felt that's why I gave episode 2 a 9 out of 10. I felt it was really good in that sense, and I liked it a lot. I felt that was the best episode of the series. Pardon me. So, episode 3. Episode 3, I personally thought was a very nice, very light-hearted conclusion to the series. It was nothing explosive, it was nothing like, whoa, I'm blown out of my mind, wow! Like nothing like that. It was a very nice, light-hearted conclusion with Ethan hugging his mother after he completed the marathon on his own on a very nice location. I felt that was just so different than you would have expected, but I mean, to be fair, quite well adjusted for what's going on in the world at the moment with the virus, with everything ongoing. He still adjusted, you know, being flexible and still made a marathon happen in a really nice form. I think it even was a bigger challenge than the London Marathon overall because there was no participants to follow along with, like, streamline wise. There was no supporters on, during the run. He had camera on his palm. It's just so much different. The pathing is inconsistent. The ground, it was so rainy. Sorry, I'm just kind of getting in a sorry. It was really rainy. Like it was like a marathon plus mode or something. It was way more of a challenge than it would have been normally. And I felt like that was so beautiful, so well done, that when he arrived to the finish line, it was just, I done it, I done it. It felt like really proper from him. Um, Pardon me. So I'm getting some burps here, man. Um, Regardless, like, it was a very nice, light-hearted conclusion. Once again, because he was on his own, because where he took the marathon, the cinematic shots were on peak on episode 3. Cinematic shots all over the place. Like, it was so nice to see him run in a very natural region, very close to the coast. It looked really pretty. And obviously, because there's no other participants, it's just him. It's the easiest way to make it as cinematic as you can, like as a proper documentary. So that's why I really enjoyed that. Secondly, I I felt the message overall, because of what he has achieved. Like Toby really said, it's like a landmark for his self-improvement. I felt because he completed it, the words he said, not to give up, hopefully be inspired by this and so on, is more powerful. The series overall is powerful to anyone that wishes to self-improve, and that is really wholesome. That's what I really liked. Um, Beyond that, I didn't really have any specific notes. I just liked it. I was just a bit surprised that it just ended like that. I thought there would be more of an conclusive element of, like, Ethan talking to the camera one more time saying, like, thank you for participating in this, or just more like making like a summary or something. I don't know, but it is what it is. It was very nice, and that's why I gave it an 8 out of 10. And the series as a whole. So obviously, based on the scores, 8, 9, 8, you would expect the series would be an 8.3333 on average. However, I gave the series as a whole, I gave it a 9. Why? Because I felt with the episodes together, it felt more complete than the episodes on their own. And overall, that's why I'm bumping it up to 9. That's why I liked it way more than 8.33. Not that it really makes a difference, but, for my feeling, it feels more of a 9 than an 8 if I had to round it up or down. The thing that I'm mostly curious about, and what I really want to thank Ethan for, is the amount of people inspired by him already before the documentary, but especially now that it's in a documentary form. How many people are we gonna see next year share their stories about how they were inspired by Ethan, by his documentary, and have their own transformation? Like, it's super sick to see the future and be like, maybe someone is gonna do an How to Be Behzinga a year later and show their results, show their performance, and how they are now compared to how they were then. That's what I'm really excited about and very curious to see. With that said, that is really all that I have to say about How to Be Behzinga. It sucks that the reactions got claimed, but YouTube Entertainment Studios has all the reasons to do it. It makes sense. I'm slightly like, I don't know how to say it. I'm a bit like surprised that they even cared, if that makes sense. Because it was not automatic. Like, it's not a machine that decided. It was literally a manual person had to check. So I'm honored in some sense. I don't know how to say it. Honored in some sense that they manually refuted. But it is what it is. There's not much I can do really about it. Nothing that I will do about it. So that's why I still wanted to have this review for whoever cares. Because I feel like people I feel like it should be just talked about overall with mental health and this message that he has been giving, and just kind of hopefully it has a ripple effect where people just keep talking about it more and more. It would be very sick. The camera is now actually better after 15 minutes. Anyways, with that said, I almost got a sneeze. With that said, oh my god, I got really sneeze. With that said, thank you for watching this review. I'm sorry that this isn't really like a fancy editing review or anything. I was just a bit saddened by the fact that the reactions got claimed and essentially taken away in some sense. But they have all the right. Once again, I don't want to say like, oh, it's unfair. No, no. Uh, so I didn't really want to put the energy to try to edit as much at all because I'm still a newbie at it. But I still wanted to give my opinion. I want to get the point across to you guys. So hopefully, if you're still watching this, thank you so much. Especially if you have watched the reaction videos. Thank you for watching those. Hopefully we will see more from Ethan based on this subject with mental health and self-improvement. But till then, we will see what happens. But thank you for doing what you did, Ethan. This is Bao Bao. Hopefully, you will get this feedback some way or another. I mean, I don't know. Maybe someone shares it with you, but it would be sick to get a response, but I'm not hoping for it. Anyways, thank you for watching. Have a very good night. Have a very good day. Have a night, midnight, whatever, wherever you are. Have a very good one, and goodbye.